What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkshot, the YouTube Assassin. This one is going to be a little bit of a longer one because a lot of you have been asking me how to defeat the gods quickly, efficiently, what should you be wearing, what should you have, and how to stay alive during this from level 40 all the way up. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of information, and hopefully you'll see what you need to do in order to do this. It is all about gear. Okay, but first, the biggest thing that I want to let you know is that you can start these god battles at level 40. Level 40 is pretty much end game. If you're playing the main campaign and you have no additional DLCs, level 40 is the highest you can go, and you can pretty much just beat everything in the game that way. But it's not just about that, it's also about your gear, and I'm going to show you guys what you need. So for starters, you don't have to worry about like your outfit. It does absolutely nothing. It just changes the look of your character. There's no need for that. The same thing with your horse. It's not going to affect anything. You do want to look at the stuff that you're crafting, however. Now, you want to pay attention. The hidden blade, this obviously affects the hidden blade, which you're not really going to use. The quiver increases your max arrow capacity, so you definitely want to raise that. It's really important. The more arrows you have, the longer you're in the fight and able to fight. The stabilizer glove increases your range damage. So as you can see, my B side is 3,441. That's immense. All right, that's going to help with the damage of like your arrows when your arrows strike, their effectiveness, things like that. Now, you also want to check on the other side. The bracer increases your melee damage when you're battling, any of the minions that pop up out of the ground. And I'm sorry, you might also want to work on the hidden blade, because when they pop out of the ground, you do stab them sometimes. Breastplate, this increases your health. And again, this is why I tell you guys, carbon crystals you can find everywhere. Tool pouch, you don't have to worry about the any of these darts. This will be for like another video where I'll show you how effective these could be and what you could do with them. But back to the carbon crystals, that's why I tell you guys, because they help increase all that stuff down there. Now, as far as your weapons and stuff, if you're looking at the bows, you see this one has charging speed, adrenaline on hurt, sleep on hit. This is not something you really want to use because you're not going to be using the sleep on hit. But if you look at the things themselves, the engravings, they have anywhere from 1 to 4, 4 being the maximum effectiveness. So charging speed here is, the most effective right now, which is, the speed that you kind of like release the arrow and stuff. And adrenaline was only at 3. This one, this horn bow, you can see it has a incredible critical hit rate, and health on hit is the legendary engraving that's on this. So this would be kind of like a weapon that I would use in order to gain extra health when I'm fighting the gods. As the arrow hits the bubble on their chest, I'm gaining health. There's a bunch of other things here that you could do as well, like this wouldn't be useful. This one, on fire, the fire might do something. Ranged kill multiplier, not really, but you see it has bleeding on hit, and the bleeding on hit is only at like level 1, so that's pretty much like maybe it'll connect, maybe it won't. You really want to look at other things. This one has critical hit rate and health for critical, so if you crit the enemy, you'll gain health. I prefer anything that has like a guaranteed health on hit, health on or bleeding on hit, poison on hit, things like that, because those will really help you out. That health on kill that you just saw, that's after you kill it, so, or the person or the minion or whatever. So it's really not useful to me. This one, health on hit, this is one of the ones that I use. Rate of fire, adrenaline on kill. It's actually pretty quick, so I'm able to hit them repeatedly. That's the quick bow that you see me use in some of these battles. Health on kill, again, really not useful, but it did have bleeding. Now, the Jackal's Gaze, you'll see precision, bleeding on hit, and health on hit. So not only am I gaining health, but once it connects, it's like 3 out of 4 where it may cause bleeding. So the enemy will start losing health. So that's one of the things that you want to like look for. This one is a double whammy. This one is like really dangerous, which is why I like it so much. That's why it's the first weapon. The only problem is that it uses like 5 arrows at the same time. The fourth plague, same thing. Critical hit damage, health on kill. Uh, you just have to look for those things. Again, you're looking for damage over time. You're looking for anything that does any bleeding on hit, any poison on hit, any health on hit, especially health on hit because it drains them. As you can see, this is my melee sword, the Sword of the Duat. 4 out of 4 critical hit rate, 4 out of 4 combo multiplier, and health on hit. So as I'm hitting them, there's a chance that the critical hit rate goes up and the combo is multiplied as I'm hitting them. This one, the Sunslayer, health for critical, it's different from the first sword. I have to make sure I crit them, which it does have critical hit rate all the way up there. And then Conductor of Souls, this is all 3 of these you get from the God fights, by the way. Critical hit rate, combo multiplier, health on kill. So health on kill is decent, but I prefer the Sword of the Duat. I think that's the level 3 tier God weapon, and that's what you really want. Also, you could see that, the quality, it'll show you what the quality is, 124, 126, stuff like that, and then the damage. Also here's the Ultima Blade, critical hit rate, adrenaline regeneration. That one you actually get from doing the Gifts from the Gods quest, which is pretty wild. And then there are a bunch of other swords that you could get that do similar effects. And the same thing with, there are a ton of other weapons. Finding them is not that hard. This one you could do from the Ubisoft Connect. That's why it's got the little Ubisoft crap swirl in the corner there. Other than that, there are other ways to get these weapons. And some of them are by completing tasks. Some of them you'll find like in endgame. Some of them you'll get off Phylakitai when you fight them. They'll drop weapons and gear and whatnot. So you definitely want to attack those. Anything that's like really wild that you see. Certain quests, you'll get those weapons. You'll get the different bows. Same thing with the shields. God fights, you could also get the shields, the weapons, the bows. As you can see, these shields, when you block, look at this: sleep on block, health on block, poison on block, poison on parry. So depending on your play style, you may even want to get one of these shields that actually, besides, just a little added armor, do certain things like that. They'll cause certain status malfunctions. One of my favorite things to do in the arena is to use a shield that has poison on block. So all I do is stand there and block, and a bunch of the enemies will attack me, and they'll instantly get poisoned. And obviously, you could use the epic gear for now, but you want the legendary gear because it's better. Another great way to get legendary gear is over here in Memphis. You come to Memphis when you beat the game, and you'll have the Hidden Ones Bureau, and you'll be able to buy a bunch of stuff. I love the Tablets of Knowledge. You get 1,000 XP for 1,000 drachma. That's how I keep gaining so many ability points. That's why I do all the money tricks. And then they have different gear that you could buy. It usually changes. It's not the same gear all the time. Like, I might log in tomorrow and, it'll be different gear, or I may make a couple of purchases and they'll replace it with something else entirely. So, this is like another great way to do this. And then also, if you've got the DLCs, you already know that, like fighting the major characters and doing certain things out there will also give you legendary gear and whatnot. So, there's a lot of different ways to do it. You definitely want to make sure that you've got exactly like, you know, what I've been telling you. That's how you get the damage over time. It's not just about that, though. It's also about your abilities. Uh, After you reach your highest level, you will continue to accumulate XP, and it'll give you ability points rather than, you know, like another level. You'll just gain ability points, and you could put the ability points obviously to anything in the skill tree, and also your 3 masteries. So Master Warrior, for every skill point you put in, you get an additional 1% on melee damage, which is pretty much, you know, like your sword fighting, or if you don't have any swords, you know, just your bare fist. That's why that, you know, like you would add that there. Seer, this is going to be 1% for all of your flesh decay, poison darts, fire bombs, fire, anything like that. So poisons, that affects it. Bleeding, that affects it. And then Master Hunter, this affects all of your bows. So 1% for every 1% every ability point you put in, it gives you an extra 1% on that. So now you definitely want the Master Hunter for, you know, your range when you're attacking the gods, and then Master Warrior you want for when you're battling the minions when they pop up. I have a ridiculous amount in here because I've been, you know, trying to put as many in here as possible so that I could just one-shot a war elephant barehanded. That's, you know, kind of like something I want to do, and that's a subject for another video. Definitely you want to have Master Hunter, because every shot you take, you want it to like affect the enemy, you know, when you hit that bubble. Also, one of the things that you want to do, the seer section, you definitely want to make sure that you fill that up as well, because of the fact that as it connects, if you've got anything that has poison or bleeding or anything like that, that's what seer affects, and that will help to bring this guy down quicker. So as you can see here, I'm hitting these guys and I'm gaining health with each shot. And then I've got the combo multiplier that helps with adrenaline. That also helps with, you know, you gaining critical hits. So that's why, like, you know, like in some of these fights, I just make it look easy. It's not that it's that easy. It's that I've just invested a lot of time and effort into putting extra ability points, and also, you know, just getting the right gear. Granted, a lot of my gear is from the god battles themselves. If you get like the tier 1 god battles, that's good for now. And then you can work on tier 2 and tier 3. Tier 2 is going to be, you know, battling the hard mode gods. Tier 3 is doing the challenges, the weekly challenges. And we've been hitting those a lot lately. Anyway, that's all there is to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you in the next one. You know how we end it.
Ya Yi!